Hello and good evening, everyone. I am Anjali, co-team member of EduHub community, and I'll be hosting this event. Our community is open platform for all the students and developers. We believe in for the student, by the student. The vision of the community is to build an environment where people can learn together and implement together. It provides people the opportunity to work with them and showcase their talent. We work in team and manage group of people under them. It is an initiative for our community to contribute to the open source community by providing training, guidance, and awareness about the possibilities in the field of software to students. Today, I welcome you all to this business session on how to start your entrepreneurship journey with Mr. Siddharth Suvankar Nayak, an entrepreneur who is a passionate product manager who loves to take initiative at the time of crisis with experience in addressing projects under different hackathons, seeking to leverage strong leadership skills and expertise in with honesty, integrity, and collaboration. He is an ex founder of Booker's, tech enthusiast, being more inclined towards project, concept, ideation, market research, analytics, and implementation. He has made himself a successful in his journey. He is a chief operating officer and co founder at AUM platform, a product manager at movie.com. He has completed his education from International Institute of Information Technology, Bhubaneswar. Today, Siddharth sir will enlighten us about how to be more inclined towards entrepreneurship and how to start its implementation. Also, I would like to request, sir, that it would be very helpful for us to hear about your experience in this field. Over to you, sir.
Hi Anjali, and actually, it was a warm welcome. So first of all, just talking about myself, I'm Siddharth, and I've just come. So I'll be switching off my camera because there's a bit of unstable internet here. But meanwhile, if you want to see me or if you want to discuss anything, we can for sure switch on my camera. So first of all, talking about me, I've just graduated. Like I will be graduating this year in the month of July from Triple IT Bhubaneswar, and we can just start. Like it's going to be a very informal conversation because I am not someone who is much used to this webinars and speaking about myself. So we'll be having an one-on-one conversation. If you have any queries, if you want to understand any fundamentals of entrepreneurship or how to start, how to do a team building, brainstorming, ideation, market research, you can shoot your questions. We can take them. Meanwhile, I'll just give you a brief about how we started, as in my team, how we started building products from a product to a team to a startup, and again getting into market, getting traction. And in meanwhile, if you have anything, just give your queries and comments, or I don't know like what all mechanism they're having. So I'll just share my screen. Okay, I guess you all can see my screen. Anji,
Yeah,
just let me know. You can see my screen, right?
yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So I don't know. It's a very old PPT. We will be going with this only. Just give me one moment. Okay, so being a tech co-founder, we'll be mostly talking on technology and startups. Like I have been inclined toward technology from maybe class 4 or 5 when first started working on some of my own projects. And what I believe from an entrepreneurship or from a startup point of view is, do something, make something that is a change which you want to see in the world. It's not always some business model, as this eduhub community, they are doing something with it. So it's like they want to create a community because they want to see a change, and that's what I believe my core philosophy is. I build those things that I feel is a problem to myself. Now talking about impact of technology, so it's a very I have a good proverb, like I have heard from someone or I've read it. It's like you have a question, and you will always have it answer. And how to solve that, in that field technology help you. Like right now we are in such a point, like in a such a scenario where we can leverage technology to build any solution for a problem. And that's what technology has created an impact on us. Now my journey with technology started, as I said, it started from class 4, but the major breakthrough which I got was in the class of ninth, when I landed up at a project known as Miraculous Solar House. This is, I don't know, this is a very old picture of mine. We are not working on it. It's a patented product. This was a product which I built in ninth, and it went through Google Science Fair also. This had a very core concept, like it was in solar power air conditioner that was using all conventional source of energy. And when I built this, right, I built it from scratch. This was the time when I realized that if I want to do anything in life, it's going to be building wonderful products. And I did not had zero idea about what entrepreneurship is, how to start a startup, what fundraising is, what are grants, what are events. I had zero idea, like for a ninth year grad, zero idea about all of these things. But all I knew was I'm going to build something in life, I'm going to build something of my own. And there it all started. Then entrepreneur, like as we see now, there's a word known as entrepreneur. So I have a great definition for entrepreneur. I did the same. It's all about we jump off a cliff and we build a plane on the way down to the cliff. Like either we'll fall if we are not able to build the plane, but that moment when we jump from the cliff towards the bottom, that scenario, that situation, that forces a lot and gives us that spark that we are capable of building a plane. You will fall, sometimes you might die, but sometimes you will rebound back, and that's what I call as an entrepreneur. Now startup, the situation which I was talking about, when you jump from that cliff, all those extreme situation where your founding members leaving you, where you don't have money to run your startup, where you have zero idea your market has failed in product, handling those extreme situation in your life is about running a startup. In startup, I'll tell you, it looks very glorious to the external world that okay, they're doing this, they're getting this award, they're raising funds. But like I'm not a seasonal entrepreneur. I don't have a very big journey in startup, but I have been in startup ecosystem for more than 3.5 years right now. This is my second startup which I'm working with right now. And what I have seen is it's not at all glorious. It is glorious to the external world, but all you know is that deep down what is happening in the organization. But you being a founder or being an entrepreneur, having that passion to build what you were building at the starting point of the startup is what helps you to run the startup. It's like you need to have that passion forever going, and someday in the life you will for sure succeed in that. Now talking about my journey with startup ecosystem, so I started my first startup in my first year of engineering, maybe not first year of engineering to be specific, just before my engineering. So that was named as Bookers. It was a service based startup. So what we did was, so I belong from Odisha. So in Odisha we don't all of you are those who was are from engineering background, we must have given JE exam. For J, we used to buy books at the price, right? But what we proposed was a book rental service in Odisha. And book rental service, as in you just need to book your book and will deliver to you. You need to pay the amount for the time you consume that book, and those were physical books. We ran it for like 1.5 years, and as a private limited company. In those 2 years, we had more than 30 plus booksellers on our cloud application. So this application was something that was not a native application which you're seeing right now. It was built on Google Actions. Right now we know Siri, Google Action, Alexa. That time Dialogflow and Google Action was taking a hype, and we created our application on that. We had around 200 active users in our application, and we achieved that in 1 year. And after 1.5 year, we sold out to an local organization in Odisha itself, named as clarify.com. And whatever valuation we did, and we took out the money, and currently we just own certain royalty in Bookers. After that, I took a break just to take some time and think that what I actually want to build, because as I said, Bookers was not a tech driven product or not a tech driven startup. It was a pure service based startup, and as I said, I always wanted to have a tech startup. And during the initial days of COVID, after maybe one year, we started Om Platforms. So Om Platforms was never a startup. Right now it's a company that is running, has a great backup from investor, have a good burn rate, everything is good. But we never had this plan that we need to create a company like Om Platforms. Om Platforms was started in early COVID scenario, early COVID situations, where we had a group of team. We had this ventilator crisis at that time, and what we wanted was to help when this we wanted to contribute to open source ventilator. And we made a ventilator during that time that was based on chamber based ventilation system. And it got a lot of traction. Om is right now also famous for his open source contribution than its current product in the market. So uh, we built that product, it got traction, and then we thought of why not to make a company and make it commercialized. And that landed up at making Om Platforms, giving it name as Om Platforms, the source of energy. And it is a Startup Odisha and Startup India affiliated. It's a product based company. Currently, we are working under Atal Innovation Mission and Niti Aayog. We recently got this award for Best Emerging Tech Startup of the Year. We are promoted by DPIIT, Startup India, Startup Odisha affiliated, and it has been recognized as the most promising startup of Odisha by AIC Nalanda and Startup Odisha. I guess I'll show you the product what we are building right now. It's an safe PP, or you can say the most advanced form of PP that comes with an internal ventilation system. You can Google it out. Om Platforms will have enough data. You can follow us on LinkedIn, you can follow us on Instagram, and you'll idea about what product we are building at Om Platforms. It's our first product in the market, but obviously we have a lot of product down the line, which hopefully will launch into market in next coming years. Now, our vision, as already said, my vision is to create the best product that could actually reach every person. It should not be very high that nobody can afford it. It should solve a very bigger problem for for a bigger mass, and it should be affordable to everyone. And that's what my vision is with Om Platforms and with me. And these are small recognition. This was the early stage ventilator which I was talking about. We were being recognized by Ministry of Education, minister during that time, social story. And the ventilator that costed around 1.5 cr, we brought down that rate to 15,000 per day for some for users, and we got initial traction into that. And this was the product. Right now it's looking very hazy, but I'll show you how it looks like. And currently, these are small pictures of us from various events, Thai Bhuvneshwar, then this is our office, this one, and these are somewhere. And right now this product looks similar to this. It's a safe PP kit, and this is obviously my co-founder, he's the CTO here. And if you want to see products, obviously we can do after we have some for informal conversation within us, then I can show you some of our products. Those are actually interesting, some of them which are already in market, some of them which are in early stage, and some of which are down the line we want to launch into. And yeah, that's it. It was, I don't know, I did not had a very formal presentation for you, but it is something I could make in like 15 minutes, just because Shaitya said me that I need to make a PPT. So if you have any question, let's have this informal conversation going on right now. And that's it from my side, Anjali.
Okay. We have a bunch of questions from our audience. That
Sure.
the first question: what qualities should be there in a person to be an entrepreneur?
Patience. It's all about patience. As I said, it's like you will face lot of situation. Your patience should be at a peak that anything happens to you, you should be passionate about what you want to do. So it's like everyone is not a founder. Everyone can be an entrepreneur, but entrepreneurs and founders, so they are those who have a vision, and to achieve that vision they should have that patience in themselves that anything goes wrong, I am there until and unless I am backing it, I am backing off, this should go, like this the show should go on. So that's what an entrepreneur should be, having patience at its peak.
Okay. Now, the second question: what are the challenges we face at the beginning of this journey, or can you tell your experience on this?
Yeah, so I'll tell you I can give you an example of this. Bookers. So Bookers was a very unsuccessful startup of my life. Like it was unsuccessful because in early stage what we do is we think that the problem which we are seeing is a problem, but there is something known as market research. Okay, surveys. So whenever you think that okay, this is a problem I see in market, you need to do a market research. Market research as in, is the territory suitable or not? So if I say about Bookers, in Odisha the literacy rate is not good. People don't read here much. Why will people need books? Obviously people won't need books. We had just 200 active users. But the same model if I could have run at Kota, where people were reading actually and had this, we say it as TAM, the total available market. So if you have a big TAM for whatever solution you're proposing, then you are at a right direction. And this is a very big problem which we face, that we are never able to get that, if what we are building is it actually for a larger mass or not. We always think that okay, this is a solution we have, and we look out for a problem. Always look for a problem, then a solution, and then see that if this solution actually is actually a big problem for a larger mass. And once you're done it, you have to have a good team. So team is a very crucial part. I have seen my founder leaving me in Bookers. You can't let your founders leave you in between, because it's a journey. You need to travel, like you need to cover with them, so you need to have a good team. And challenges, obviously money is a challenge, but I will say right now we are our ecosystem is actually booming, and you have enough grants available via government of, like central government, state governments. You can avail that, so money is not a problem. Guidance and mentorship. So there are lot of incubation center available. If you're building something, you can be a part of a cohort, or you can learn from them how they're working, how this brainstorming happens, and how this entire roadmap is made. So obviously you can be a part of, or when I started, this incubation culture was not much there, but right now I am seeing incubation centers are everywhere, so you can be a part of any incubation center. And these are some basic challenges, and for sure the major one is a market research. Whatever you're building, do a market research. You need to have a thorough market research, study case studies, do surveys, talk to the ones. So if you're building something, you know who is going to be your stakeholders, so you can talk to them, interview them, ask them whether do you need this or not. Because if 10 people are saying they don't need this, then you're making a wrong product. So that's it. These are some major problems which we face.
Okay, and next question is how to get funded from the beginning.
Okay, so funding, I'll tell you. So there are a lot of ways how you can raise money, right? But early stage funding from a VC is not at all possible, because VCs are the one, they give you money once they see a traction. You run, like you have a good run rate. Your run rate is good. You're having a revenue. You have a traction. You're already a tested product. So that time VCs come into. But there are a lot of angel investors available. You can reach out to angel guys if your product is actually good. If a solid projection that okay, this is something which I can do. But most of the time angel investor, you don't have a valuation that time. Okay, because you haven't, as an early stage entrepreneur, most of us don't know what a term sheet or a valuation is, so we might fall into a trap at that time if you have a great idea, right? So what I will say is there are a lot of grants available. See, bootstrap grants available, so you can apply for this grant. If you're from a health tech startup, then you can apply for BIRAG grant. If you're from a normal if you're making a SaaS product or something, then you can apply for the Startup India grant. There are a lot of Startup India grant, central government grants, and state government grants. You can apply for that. And leaving all of these things, there is something known as bootstrapping. So bootstrapping is something which we always have to do. So you can't always wait and for an external fund to come into and run your company. You have to be profitable maybe in 6 months and 1 year. Because right now, anything, if you know how to sell something, that will be sold in the market, right? So you have to be profitable from maybe after 1 year. But bootstrapping is something which you can do. So I'll tell you what bootstrapping, how we did. So Om Platforms is actually divided into two companies. It's Om Platforms and Om Technologies. What we do in Om Technologies, we bootstrap for ourselves via giving consultancy. So we know technology is our forte, or you can say technology is our core power, right? So what we do is we give consultancy to various other tech companies, as in being technology partner, providing them SaaS solutions, softwares, website, application. Obviously, if you too have that, you can do this thing, or you can have some. You need to have a passive source of fund, or else your company will die. Basically, you need money to run your company, right? So that's some of the ways how you can raise fund. But once you are already have a traction, then I'll suggest to go for a good VC.
Okay. Um, we have a question from Anuradha. What are the challenges we face at the beginning of this journey?
I guess we answered this.
We answered this, yeah. What is incubation?
Okay, what is incubation? So
Yeah.
incubation are two types. It's either private incubation, or it can be a government incubation. So incubation centers are organization that actually help budding entrepreneurs and budding startup to grow in early stage. Okay, so a VC is someone, a venture capitalist is someone who puts money once you have a traction, right? And they help in scaling up. But if it's a budding startup, then you don't need scaling up. They need mentorship, they need guidance, they need networking, they need connects, they need small amount of funds, they need resources. And these are something an incubation center gives. How to apply for an incubation center? There are a lot of cohorts available. If you talk about if I talk about Atal Incubation Center, AIC, that works under Niti Aayog, we are also a part of it. So they run out cohort every year. You can apply for it if you have a good idea. Then if this selects you, you can be a part of incubation center. So incubation centers are organization that actually helps you to grow in your early stages.
Okay. Now, the another question in the chat: how to create team? How can we hire people in the beginning?
Okay, I'll tell you, hiring is not an option in the beginning, because I don't think any budding entrepreneur has enough money to pay someone to hire. So all you need to do is two ways. When you create team, you need to have good founding members. Founding members are those who has the same vision, has the same passion like you for whatever you're building. Okay, so that you need to hunt. It can be your friends, it can be your friend's friend, it can be your father, it can be your mother, anyone. Okay, and that's how you create a founding team. Okay, after you create a founding team, whatever you're building, it must have a business aspect, it must have a technical aspect, it must have a marketing aspect. So you need to have form a core team. After founding team, you need to form a core team. For core team, you can look for in 1 degree circle or 2 degree circle, or you can reach out to other people. Then after a core team is formed, you need to hire, right? You need to hire, because you can't do everything on your own. You need to have a driving team for all of these things, right? What you can do is you can take interns. So when I say interns, it's not about not giving them anything. Okay, it's about giving them small incentives. I'll tell you one example. What I did in my early stage. Right now we are paying to our interns, but in our early stage, what we did was we covered. So if I took a web developer, okay, what we did was we sponsored one of their courses. You need to give some kind of incentive, because that will help them, or that will give them the spark to do something. Okay, so that's how a team is built. Founding members, core team members, then interns, and eventually once you have enough funds, then you can hire good members as per your requirements.
Okay. The next question: what is the future of the community based edtech in India?
Okay, okay, so it's about EduHub only, because they are working on community based edtech. So see, edtech is a growing market in India, right? Edtech is actually a growing market in India. But community, we already have lots of community. It's about what you propose. We are in such a market right now. I'll tell you, I'm not talking about BSc or NSC. That's actually in a very sideways position. I'm talking about the normal Indian market, or Indian market which we have right now. It's a booming market. Okay, and edtech is obviously growing. Like, you have seen a lot of companies getting unicorn. We just had Physics Wala become an unicorn from an being an edtech startup. So community will help, community will grow, it has a future. But it totally depends on what your proposition is. So if you're actually giving a value, so it's not about edtech or edtech community startup or own platforms. It's about any startup you build. If you have a very proper and unique proposition, we say it as a unique selling point. So just talk about a community that is actually helping people to get jobs. Scalar did this thing in his early stage, Scalar Academy. So these are certain things that actually helps a company to grow or a community to grow. So if you as a community can actually help students to get out jobs or can actually help them to learn things, so obviously you have a good market. But it's a growing market for sure, community, because a live example is Clubhouse, and we are seeing a lot of community based companies into this. So it is a growing market.
Okay. Next question. How were you able to pay to your team when there was no funding?
That's what the difference right now. Also being founding members, obviously I can't disclose our salaries, but we don't take much. Our interns take more than us. So it's about the founding members and the core team. They don't take money. Okay, they take e-shops, they take stakes in the company, because we want to build the company. We are not here to take salaries. Salaries are for the ones who we take to do our jobs, as in the ones which we can't do, right? So we don't take salaries. And in my early stage, for specific to me, so we sold a, we don't give much salary to our core members right now also. If they listen to this, then they will come back to me right now. But we don't give much salary. But in early stage, what we did was, we, as I said, I sold books at that time, so we had enough funds to run for our resources. So we never were dependent on any of the team members fund. But salary in early stage, obviously you can't give until and unless you have a great angel investor with you who is giving you that, okay, take salaries, because investors don't allow you to take salary out of the money they give. They give you money just to scale your startup or business.
Okay. The next question. What is Y Combinator?
Okay, Y Combinator is an incubation center only, YC. So they have they have this winter seasons. So YC 21, YC 22. What you need to do is, YC is there. There is Sequoia. You need to apply there. It's an incubation center, but if you have a great idea, so they will have this. It's basically a session only. Is a learning session. It's a part for like 3 months. Then you learn there. They teach you from how to do brainstorming to product development to building the product. And after you do it, they give you a seed round. So that varies from like 9 cr to 12 cr, and they give you that money. And once you leave from YC is a great tag. YC or Sequoia, you say. And YC is basically an incubation center only, accelerator, not incubation, accelerator, just because they are the ones that help you to scale up. So there's a
Okay.
difference between incubation centers and accelerators.
Sure. Now the next question is from Akhil. When you have multiple startup ideas, how to know on which idea to work?
Okay. So, Akhil, I'll tell you right now, I am working in more than 18 plus ideas. Okay. And I'm working on it. But all of them are not going to be a product. As I said, no, whenever you build, ideas are something that comes to you every time you sit. And if you think, right? But which is a which is a great idea, or which is $1 million idea, or not $1 million idea. It's all about execution that helps you to make an idea $1 million business venture, something or something. But how to choose which idea to go on, it's all about a market research. So if you have ABC and you do surveys, you do research, you do case studies, you do competitor analysis, maybe SWOT analysis or something, like these are some theoretical terms. But whatever approach you follow to understand which venture has a great proposition or can have a good projection, once you have those data points with you, right? It's not about assumption that, okay, ye chal jayega or this will run. It's all about data points. Once you have those data points with you, that okay, in this market this is going to hit, in this market this is going to hit, in dono market ke beech mein this has a greater TAM and this has a lesser TAM, I can scale this product, I can't scale this product, maybe isko ek baar bechne ke baad it's like it's dead, I can't do anything in that. But that's a SaaS model that can be scaled up. So these are certain data points. Once you have those data points, talk to your team, decide on what you should do next, and then you have your answer.
Okay. So when you started your startup ideas you had, and so how did you started networking, and what were the best practices of network?
Okay, so best practices of network is being shameless. Okay, so as in, you don't have to have shame before talking to anyone. Okay, I'll tell you, in my first when I pitched in when I pitched for the first time. Okay, I had bookers. I went to a pitching session. I guess it was in Kit, and there was a lot of great venture capitalists there from Pi Ventures, 100x Ventures, and I was like an maybe BTech joined student, have zero idea about what valuation is, zero idea about what startup is, and I was like, okay, let me pitch. So it's about having zero shame, talking to anyone you want. See, it's all about network. In startup, it's all about network and how you make people do your things. As in, anyone can help you at any point of time. So you need to have zero shame. Anyone around you, if you're being a part of any community event, if you're attending any event like a tech event or something, go talk to people, understand what they are doing, what you are doing, tell them. Like, I have a founder of mine, so we are building something. So he has been pitching our idea to maybe all of the PGs around, all of the owners. So just imagine, I don't know you, why will I go and approach you and talk to you? So you need to have zero shame, talk to everyone. And there are a lot of events happening, so it's about which sector you want to work on. If is it web3, or is it crypto, or you're working on meta, or if these are new technical, like new domains, but you're working on health tech startup. So there are a lot of events getting organized. You can be a part of that initially as a volunteer, know about people, and that's how you build network. And LinkedIn, obviously.
Okay. Next question. Are Y Combinator videos enough to learn an entrepreneurship?
Obviously yes, because I have zero rights to tell against YC, and I don't want to. I don't know if it's live or not, so I can't say. But it's about practicality. Okay, you need to see the market. So we say, like, I don't know. I have heard from someone that जब तक तुम market पे नहीं उतरोगे, जब तक तुमको धंधा पता नहीं चलेगा क्या चल रहा है, then nobody can teach you entrepreneurship. Okay, lectures, uh, it's, I don't know, everyone is a coder here, right? Maybe in the audience, right? Until you code, you just can't read books and you can code, right? You have to open Visual Studio or Android Studio, and need to write code. There has to be a bug, you need to fix that, right? It's about implementing or executing. Once you start doing this, then you will have a great idea. Like, you will learn from your mistake. But obviously YC videos are enough to learn about basics of entrepreneurship and startup. They will cover all the theoretical ideas.
Yeah. Uh, our audience wants to know that what was your first strategy to market your business?
Okay, so for own platforms I'm talking about, let's not discuss on bookers, because for bookers I've done a lot of things. As I said, no, I'm a like, I've been very seamless. I was a part of Fitji, and I was standing like in front of Fitji, selling leaflets for bookers, that take this, buy this. And I have done this. I have posted posters, I have shared leaflets, I've done all of these things as a marketing strategy. But for own platforms, I'll tell you, it just happened. Okay, so we just got lot of hype for our open source contribution, and then eventually we hired marketing agencies, we formed a marketing team, we started doing organic marketing. And because we are more of an B2B company, okay, we are not a D2C company that we need to invest a lot in marketing strategies. We get our clients because our clients are big clients, mostly government organization, PSUs. Those are our client. We don't sell our product, the current product, we don't sell it to direct to consumers. So we haven't much explored on the marketing strategies, mostly organic marketing. We must be knowing about SEOs, SEMs, and social media marketing, ad campaigns, YouTube campaigns. We do all of these things in terms of marketing strategies.
Okay. Akhil wants to ask your top book recommendations and your advice to beginners.
Rich Dad Poor Dad is a good book, or The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. So these are
Okay.
certain books you can, but Rich Dad Poor Dad is a great book to start with.
Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Okay.
Yes.
The next question. How about build a service based business?
It's good. See, I'm more of a product guy. Like, I believe more on product based company, but service is good because right now every service wants to get uh in basically every service wants to get in phone of other person, right? We want everything in our phone. We never thought that there will be a time that we will be buying spectacles from online. but we are doing right now via Lenskart. We never thought we'll be buying medicines via online, but we are doing by netmeds and pharmacy. So service based is good, but it again it depends on what service you're doing. So if you say that I will deliver, maybe I'm not getting a good example, but it's about what service you want to do and how you want to do. If we can know that, if we can like if you can explain that what you actually want to do, then we can discuss on this, like whether it's going to be an profitable one or not. But service based startup are obviously good.
Okay. The next question: what do you think? What are the good qualities of an entrepreneur?
There are no good qualities. It depends like it varies from entrepreneur to entrepreneur. As I said, no entrepreneurship. It's like, as I said, it's like we don't know. It's like you need to have multiple hats. You need to know marketing. You need to know product development. You need to know people management. You need to know technology, a bit of technology. You need to know finance. So there are a lot of skills an entrepreneur need to have. But on top of everything, it's about passion, vision, and obviously patience.
Okay. So we had a lot of questions today. Thank you for answering that. The last question: what kind of mindset an entrepreneur should have? From Akhil.
Okay, so Akhil, an entrepreneur should, before making money, we should always have a mindset of solving problem. As in, there are a lot of problems we are seeing right now in society, uh, in our current generation, and an entrepreneur should have a great observational power, that actually that he should, before seeing profitability of the business, he should actually solve a problem. Like, that's my mindset. Okay, there are a lot of entrepreneurs who will tell you that no, profitability matters more. Profitability obviously matters more, matters me also, but not above solving problems. So there are a lot of time you will see things, and you need to have a great mindset at that time, that okay, this is a problem and I need to solve that. So you need to have a mindset of solving problems, and that's what will make you a great entrepreneur.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your time and experience with us, making us learn something new in this field. I, along with whole EduHub community members, appreciate your professionalism and want to thank you for such an enlightening session. Please accept our sincere appreciation. The outstanding presentation you made today. We are looking forward to hearing you speak again. Everyone here, we are on the verge to wind up the session. This is Anjali, core team member of EduHub community, signing off. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.